In this Starfield news updates video, I will be sharing with you the latest news coming from Bethesda regarding some issues that they will be fixing in a future update, along with some talk about the creation kit that people have been speculating about and more. Before we do get into all of today's news though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future Starfield news updates, including when the next update will release patch notes, things like that. So the first thing we will be taking a look at are a bunch of things that Bethesda have confirmed will be fixed in a future update. They've been posting on their Bethesda support website a bunch of articles going over various things that people have found to be wrong with the game, mostly to do with quests, but also some other bugs. And even though there are quite a lot, at this moment in time, for the most part, they are just investigating those issues. They have not confirmed a fix will be coming in a future update just yet, even though they probably will. But we will focus on ones that they've actually confirmed to be fixed in a future update. Let's get started with an issue regarding the On The Run mission for the 3-star Rangers. Basically, some players have been unable to give Alex Shadid the third encrypted slate, and another where May does not make her introduction, and this stops progress with this mission. Bethesda say this issue will be resolved in a future update. One side mission titled Runaway has an issue where some players are unable to speak to Nathan due to the associated door room being inaccessible. If you are experiencing this issue, some people have been able to fix this following Bethesda's standard mission troubleshooting, but they have confirmed this specific issue will be resolved in a future update once again. Plenty of people in my comment section have been having issues where an asteroid or another starship has been stuck to their starship. Well, both of these issues will be resolved in a future update. Another thing that will be fixed in a future update is an issue preventing progress in the failure to communicate mission. So basically some players have been unable to speak to Alban, and this again will be fixed. So if you are experiencing this issue, then don't worry. The War Relics mission for the UC Vanguard has an issue where basically it would not necessarily start after completing the mission titled The Devils You Know. There is also another issue where Kaiser may not move when you are supposed to follow him. Both of these issues will be fixed in a future update. As for when this update will release, we just don't know. I'm hoping Bethesda do put out another beta program just like the previous one because it worked quite well. They got a lot of feedback very quickly from Steam users and it allowed them to make patch 1.8.86 much better. They also had some quick turnarounds in terms of patches for the beta program, so within just a few days they were able to put out a couple of updates, fixing a bunch of issues. They have removed the beta program for now, but it could come back in the future. I've been monitoring the game's backend in SteamDB. There have been no beta builds uploaded as of today, but a bunch of dev tech updates have been happening, so they are hard at work with various builds to do with the game, and hopefully we do get an update from Bethesda in the near future. Bethesda have also acknowledged a bunch of other issues and bugs that still need to be fixed. They haven't said these will be resolved in a future update, but they are investigating it. So they said they are aware that textures are missing in New Atlantis. This happens when you change your home ship on the Den station, and it's being investigated and likely will be fixed in the future. Same goes for if you can't save the game on both PC and Xbox. They have said that they are still looking into this. They're investigating reports, but anything to do with saving is a very complicated task. It takes longer to sort out. I personally have not experienced this issue on PC, but I know some people have been doing more so on the console side of things. Now let's talk about a comment Todd Howard made in a recent interview. I did mention something from it in a previous video, but he actually gave us something really interesting to talk about. So he basically said Starfield's development was formerly in development for around 8 years, but nothing really clicks into place until sometime last year. And he thought that they would find the answers faster in terms of how to make it fun. It definitely gives us an insight as to why it took so long and why the delay was necessary. Obviously, there are still some issues with the game, as I've mentioned in this video, but for the most part, the game is fine. Next up is a very interesting tweet from Bethesda, which many people have speculated about regarding when creation kits could be coming to Starfield. Basically, they said they are doing an extended window of maintenance for in-game mods and the Creation Club services, and this would begin on the morning, presumably Eastern Time, on November 29th, so in 2 days' time. So in just a couple of days' time. During this downtime, Skyrim mods and Creation Club content you have downloaded will be accessible along with the game, but you won't be able to access the services and change mod load orders, things like that. It's specifically just the Skyrim side of things. Some people were saying in the replies and other outlets and whatnot, saying maybe this is a hint towards Starfield happening, but Bethesda have already said, like I've said in previous videos, that Creation Kit isn't coming until early next year. I don't think we'll hear anything else from Bethesda regarding Creation Kit and the Creation Club until sometime around January, late January, because they're going to be taking some time off for Christmas. That's what pretty much every games developer does. They take off a lot of December and the start of January, and then Creation Kit can potentially be talked about after the new year, but just don't expect it soon. We are getting there. I've had tons of people asking me, will mods ever come to console? They will be. They confirmed they will be. Speaking of mods for Starfield, the game has now made its way onto the front page of Nexus Mods. They show the top 20 most modded games there are, and it's now 19th. It's actually overtaken 20th in the last couple of days, which is Dragon Age Inquisition. So in just over 2 months, this game has really succeeded in terms of modding. And as you can see, the top few games are all taken by Bethesda games. Skyrim, its Special Edition, Fallout 4, New Vegas, and also Oblivion. In terms of downloads, there have been nearly 30 million mod downloads, which is still a big gap compared to, say, a more recent release like Baldur's Gate 3, as well as modding tools in general. But nearly 6,000 mods have been created, and this eclipses a bunch of the others that are ahead of it in terms of downloads. Lastly, the game has been nominated for various Steam Awards, so it's been nominated for Outstanding Story Rich Game, Best Soundtrack, Outstanding Visual Style, and Game of the Year. So if you do think it's worthy of winning any of those awards, you can vote on Steam right now. Which have you nominated it for? Let me know down in the comment section below. Personally, I just had a more fun time playing Jedi Survivor, but that's also because I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I am a bit biased in that regard, but it was close in these categories. Also, comment down below anything else you want to discuss from this video. And if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like to help support the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss any future news updates on this game. And if you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on the screen right now. And I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.